Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
It's Friday.
We made it. We made it through another week. 888-933-93 Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
So wait, if Paul Harvey never finishes his thought,
then we didn't make it.
The weekend never officially starts?
No, it's just not here. It didn't happen. Yeah, hasn't happened until Paul says it did.
Okay.
So, even in death. What's it been, like 15 years or something?
Oh, gosh.
I miss him.
Probably longer than that.
Exactly. It was. I just remember it was February of Obama's term starting, 2009. I thought, yep, good time to check out, sir.
And you know who was originally rumored or possible for that?
To replace him.
To replace him.
Yeah.
Chris Cruz.
No, they weren't looking at Territorians at that time.
Okay.
That was pre-Territorian acceptance era. Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Glenn Beck was a person that they were almost tapped. But I think they went with his son for a little while. I don't know if it's
son,
even...
Well, his son did it.
Yeah.
And he wrote so much of Paul's stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrote all the rest of the stories and all that stuff, and they won all kinds of awards for that. It was him doing all the writing, yeah.
Is that still even on? Do they still do?
That's a good point. I don't know.
I don't think anybody carries it if they do. So,
but we're fortunate enough to have Bill O'Reilly in his morning minute. So
we are fortunate enough.
That is great.
Yes, it is. Wow, it sounded like you said that with a tinge of
it's
a certain je ne sais quoi.
It's good.
It is.
It's good.
Oh my gosh! So, remember Doug Limerick? The radio guy? Remember that?
Oh, kind of. Yeah,
so
sort of.
he continued it, and then after 3 weeks of him hosting the rest of the story, they canceled it. ABC.
3 weeks?
They were like, no, thanks. Have a nice day.
Hey, nice try. We gave you a good long trial here.
Not the same.
Nope.
Wow.
Well, really, it's impossible to replace
you always
Paul
want
Harvey.
to be the guy that replaces the guy that replaced the guy.
That's
Yes.
right. Yes. Because the guy who replaced the guy has way too many. Way too many comparisons.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a big day, a historic day. Tulsi Gabbard was confirmed, so she's in. RFK Jr. will head up HHS. That was confirmed. What was the vote there? I missed the vote count.
So Tulsi was the
day before.
Day before. Okay, right.
Kash Patel got out of committee by a vote of 12-10, and then 5 minutes later,
12-10.
RFK was confirmed 52-48.
So fairly close. But who is the Republican that? Was it again?
Any guesses?
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Mitch McConnell.
Correct.
Oh my gosh!
Our friend Mitch McConnell.
Ding, 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 ding. You win a prize.
So obviously they're not going to have him for Kash Patel either. I would
it's unlikely.
suspect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially after yesterday.
Have they scheduled the Kash Patel?
I was just looking that up. I think it's going to be today based on the clock and stuff.
Today.
Wow. I think. Let me just...
It's supposed to happen on the first weekday following his confirmation. And if you don't know what that is, let me just go ahead and tell you.
Okay.
The release of the Epstein files.
No, it has nothing to do with him.
Nothing to do with him.
It just happens to be that if he gets confirmed as the head of the FBI, those things will be released.
Right. Yes. So that's pretty cool. We could find Monday could be a really big day. In addition to being President's Day. Because everybody's excited about President's Day coming up.
This story broke.
Can't wait for the parades.
17 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That says that full Senate vote as early as next week.
What?
On Monday, we just said, is a holiday.
Plus, we have the weather, so they can't even. We got weather.
The weather?
I mean, it's been snowing and there's cold fronts all over.
Can't do anything in the snow.
Over the country.
Right. I mean, you can't.
I don't know. There were like 90 million people under winter weather warnings and watches. So,
I think Wednesday.
Yep.
We have a forecast of possible snow. I don't think it'll happen.
It's going to get incredibly cold. They're saying all across the United States next week.
Is that because of global warming? Obviously, right? Yeah, climate change. Yeah, I'm pretty done with it. I'm over it. Okay, it was fun. It was fun for a minute or two. I'm done.
Am I on winter weather island all alone over here?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's Bitter cold.
I've had enough.
We're just sissies now. That's all. Yeah, we got to be old sissies.
That's incorrect. I moved to Florida because of it.
No, is that why? Okay.
I didn't
you
like
were a
it
young
I didn't like it when I was a kid, and I don't like it now.
Speaking of the cold, did you hear the stat during the Super Bowl? I forgot to mention this Monday, that this is the first time Patrick Mahomes in his entire NFL career has ever lost indoors.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
That's a good stat.
That's incredible to me. With all the domes they play in, with all the roofs that are closed, he's never lost a game indoors. That's incredible.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
That's
I thought it was.
Well, it's just okay.
I think that was a Kevin Burkhardt stat.
That's a fun fact.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's unthinkable. Really? What? But it finally happened.
Yeah, well,
thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, let's go back to week 3 of the NFL season. Sunday Night Football, Kansas City at Atlanta. Interesting, controversial call in the end zone at the very end of that game, and that game would have been it was indoors.
And he didn't lose.
He didn't lose.
Yeah, he doesn't lose indoors.
Not bitter, just saying.
You know what you need to do is remove your roof. And then
bring him in.
And then you know what? You have a chance to beat him.
You know what? The Falcon Stadium does open up. They should have.
Yeah.
Guys.
You know, if you knew that stat, would you not leave the roof open?
If you could.
Yeah.
Weather permitting, absolutely.
Absolutely, I would. And in football, weather's always permitting.
No, it is not.
Yes, it could be.
That's not true.
It could be Snowmageddon. You're playing the game with the roof open.
That is not true.
It is absolutely
Nothing
true.
could be farther
It's
from the
football. We're not. Man, you piss me off sometimes. Again, how are we friends?
You piss me off.
I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Okay, so I think we covered what happened, but we'll play play what the president had to say about our friend Mitch McConnell.
Yeah. I bet you it was friendly.
Oh yeah, you know it was. I think he appreciates it.
Very cordial.
Yeah. He appreciates him a great deal, I'm pretty sure. But on a sports note, speaking of, some of the weird things that have been going on, did you see that the Jets, I think they just announced this yesterday, they definitely
we knew it was happening.
Don't want Aaron Rodgers back.
Yeah, we knew it was happening, but it was official yesterday.
Was the sticking point the Pat McAfee appearances? Is that the only
That's one of the sticking points. I don't think they wanted him regardless, but they don't want him talking to Pat McAfee anymore, and he's probably told him, yeah, you know what, go pound sand.
Yeah.
I'll talk to whoever I want.
Correct.
Okay, bye-bye. You might recognize me as a future Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't take that kind of stuff.
No.
But he said his feelings weren't going to be hurt either way, so I don't know.
So who wants him?
Somebody has to, right? Even though he's 42?
He's got to follow the game plan, right? Go to Minnesota.
Yes.
Has to.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. That would be a fun little rivalry then between Packers and Vikings. That'd be fun.
Because that's Favre.
That's exactly what Favre did.
Yeah, he's got to follow the line.
I like that.
I mean, the only thing missing is that the Falcons didn't draft Aaron Rodgers. That's how Brett Favre got into the
darn.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be able to mention the Falcons.
Yeah.
At least not in that context. Right, but we'll find another way. 28-3, maybe. I could bring up.
Oh, that's a good one.
Those numbers.
Or the Luka trade. And that's what the Falcons do. They make trades like that.
We even turned in something that had nothing to do with them or even football into a Falcons mention. That's pretty good.
You're welcome. Sorry, it wasn't a BYU toss in. Wow.
I think we should do one of those Magellan tests and see who mentions who more. I mean, it might be close.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
It might be close.
Jeffrey?
I think my money's on your boy over there in the corner.
That he mentioned it more than I mentioned BYU. I think you might be right. I don't know. We'll do a Magellan search.
What the hell's a Magellan search?
They search how many things you've done in a certain amount of time.
Is someone transcribing this show?
Somewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
we've got Millie sitting in the back right now, just typing away.
I have some bad news for you about Millie.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, no!
Oh boy!
Oh wow! Don't say that.
It's time.
Don't say that. No. And just one more brief football note. Have you seen that some Chiefs fans are calling for the retirement or the firing of Andy Reid.
Yeah, well, it broke yesterday. The one sports reporter was really big on it yesterday for Fox Radio.
Yeah. He's like, he needs to go. He made no adjustments.
And now the case he makes is that it was time. It was time in Philadelphia. That's why he was the winningest coach in Philadelphia.
Right.
It's it's time now in Kansas City.
Winningest coach in Kansas City as well.
Kansas City does recall, right, that they weren't winning Super Bowls.
Yeah. Not even
ever.
close. What were they the year before? Like 1-11 or something? Well, it wasn't.
Is this just one
11,
guy, or is there actually a groundswell? Because that's ridiculous.
I think it was one guy.
It was definitely one guy who was this
that
strong.
Created the groundswell. But people started looking at it, and you think, well, okay. I mean,
okay. I mean,
makes sense.
So if the standard is that you must win 3 Super Bowls in a row, they're going to have a hard time.
No, the standard
finding
is
somebody.
that he, while yes, he won Super Bowls, but the last 2 were frustrating performances,
and yet they won the last one.
They won one of those, and they got their ass kicked.
Yes, they did. They
this
did
last one,
but they wound up 17-3. Is that what it was overall?
That was the final season.
I think so.
Yeah.
He is he number 2 in all-time winningest coaches? He's out. I mean,
he's definitely.
I think he's
close
number
to
2.
the top.
Maybe he's number 4. I don't know. He's in the top
close.
5.
Yeah, he's
for sure. He's got 3 Super Bowl titles.
Another season, I think, with wins, it probably puts him over the top.
Just let's see here. So you're just going with straight up wins?
Yeah.
Okay. Don Shula.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick.
Okay. So he hasn't passed Belichick. How far behind Belichick is he?
That's the thing. He's 14 wins back, so people assumed
he could do that next
one
year.
Season of winning.
Well, but they assumed he would end up back in the NFL, but he's now with North Carolina. So, George Halas 324, Andy Reid 296, number 4.
Belichick
Andy's
is 14
over.
down.
That's an old stat because he's at 301, I think.
Yeah,
301.
He's
one of just a few coaches to ever hit the 300 mark.
So you say 300, then he's still 4, but he's about 13
fourth.
behind George Halas.
Still a season, right?
Yeah,
still a season.
One season he could make that up.
I'd love to see winning percentage though.
He's right around 65%.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
he's a decent coach.
Which is not bad.
but again, he lost
career.
that one game.
Yeah.
So it's time to clean
time
house.
to go. Yeah, get out. Get out, fat man. What are you doing here? Go do commercials for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so he's 4th as well on winning percentage for what it's worth. Just barely behind Belichick.
Wow.
So it's
incredible.
647 and 651, right? Wow.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. That's something else.
Right there.
That's something else. I will say this though, some of his commercials are embarrassing. That latest one where he says the word over and over. Can't think of what the word is right now.
Yeah, the State Farm.
Oh yeah, it's like a bundle rooski.
See, look, it worked.
Andy,
hilarious.
I will say he's game. He's game.
He's doing these
pretty much anything.
That's funny though.
Yeah, the nuggies and
Yeah.
Stop.
I like that. I like that they redid the chefs.
The other one,
chefs.
yeah. The other one, I'm surprised he's so willing to just put himself out there.
I think somebody convinced him.
Is Gronk?
Oh.
I mean, that poor guy. I mean, he looks like the dumbest living human being right now.
Kind of is though.
Is he though? Is he, or is he just playing along?
Do you ever watch the Fox pregame show?
Thank you.
I do. Yeah,
Okay,
he is.
Thank you.
He's goofy.
He kind of is.
He's goofy.
No. You watch the commercials and think, man, he's good at playing this character. Then you watch the Fox pregame show and you go, oh,
okay,
wait,
that's not a character.
Not a character.
Yeah.
That's correct.
All right, back to business. Donald Trump again brought the press into the Oval Office yesterday, and
that's all the man does.
Yeah,
it's pretty much all. I mean, all the man does. We're transparent. Here you go. Come on in.
He does not mind. In fact, he loves interacting with the press, and the more intense it is, the better. I think for him.
He had some moments yesterday.
Yeah. So he announced reciprocal tariffs.
And on trade, I have decided, for purposes of fairness, that I will charge a reciprocal tariff, meaning whatever countries charge the United States of America,
seems fair.
We will charge them, no more, no less. In other words, they charge us a tax or tariff, and we charge them the exact same tax or tariff. Very simple.
Very simple.
Nobody knows what that number is unless you go by the individual country. You can see what it is if you go to the individual country and you look at what they're charging us. In almost all cases, they're charging us vastly more than we charge them, but those days are over.
Again, I am not in love with tariffs. This is going to cause some pain. It will. I mean, he admitted yesterday it could make prices rise. Well, it's going to. It will make prices rise. So, can we ride that out? Are we willing to just stick with this and see if it brings along some concessions from other countries? I guess that's what we're about to see.
And it will, right? I mean, I hope. Obviously, that's what he's banking on.
Yeah. That is my hope, is that this is just negotiating because he's counting on the fact that everybody else is going to drop tariffs and we'll just go to free trade, which would be nice. All right, you just compete in our marketplace, we'll compete in yours. Okay, fair and square. Let's see if you can outdo American products without, assessing a 20% tariff on everything we send to you. There was more on these reciprocal tariffs with National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett.
One of the things that we noticed, sir, when you asked us to look into the numbers was that last year, U.S. companies paid foreign governments $370 billion in tax. And then we in the U.S. Asked them to pay us tax for what they did, and the U.S. gathered $57 billion. And so we paid them $370 billion, and they paid us $57 billion. And when people say, oh, you're doing this tariff thing, how could you do that? Why would you do that? It's so unfair. Let's think about this. They have 3/4 of world GDP. We have 1/4 of world GDP, and we're paying them $370 billion, and they're paying us $57 billion.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trump's not going to do that.
No, and this is something he's always
he's not going to
been committed to.
If he's not on the right side of those numbers, forget it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Then Trump shut down Kaitlan Collins from CNN.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please. Right?
Excuse me. We haven't asked you to speak yet, please.
Why are you speaking?
I'm still showing off the order I just signed.
Did he ever get back to her?
Take a look at this Gulf of America map.
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, he does not like her.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't like anybody from CNN.
I mean, he's been in office for 3.5 weeks, and there's several times now that he's called her out.
Yeah, one time she asked something, and he said something about that even you could do it. Not saying something.
Yep.
Okay. And here's what the president said about our very close, dear, and personal friend Mitch McConnell after the Republican senator from Kentucky once again voted against one of his nominees.
RFK Jr. as the next health secretary, citing conspiracy theories. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I feel sorry for Mitch. And I was one of the people that led. He wanted to go to the end, and he wanted to stay leader. He's not equipped mentally. He wasn't equipped 10 years ago mentally, in my opinion. He'd let the Republican Party go to hell. If I didn't come along, the Republican Party wouldn't even exist right now.
Accurate.
Mitch McConnell never really had it. He had an ability to raise money because of his position as leader, which anybody could do. You could do it even. And that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
But the fact is that he raised money and he gave a lot of money to senators. And so he had a little loyalty based on the fact that as leader you could raise a lot of money. Senators would call me and they say, he wants to give me 25 million. Can I take it? I'd say, take the money. Take the money. But he engendered a certain amount of, I don't even call it loyalty. He was able to get votes. But I was the one that got him to drop out of the leadership position, so he can't love me. But he's not voting against Bobby. He's voting against me, but that's all right. He endorsed me. Do you know that Mitch endorsed me, right?
Well, he did.
You think that was easy? What?
He had polio, obviously, and his
I don't know anything about he had polio.
He had polio.
When he was a kid? I mean, recently? Pause it for a second. Are we talking recently? Like last week he had polio?
I love the fact that they
explains
try
the
to make him
wheelchair.
feel bad that he had polio because it's always handicapped, and he always had he's got one leg, I think,
Are
shorter
we
than
going
the other.
going back 80 years?
Well, that's down. I don't know nothing about polio.
For a polio reference? Come on.
Well, she's trying to, talk about vaccines here, and how dare? And this is why he didn't vote for RFK. She's trying to give an out to Mitch.
Incredible. All right, let him finish.
I have no idea if he had polio. All I can tell you about him is that he shouldn't have been leader. He knows that. He voted against Bobby. He votes against almost everything now. He's a very bitter guy.
Yeah.
And we have a very strong party, and he's almost not even really a very powerful member. I'd say he's not he's lost his power, and it's affected his vote. And, it's one of those things. But in the meantime, Bobby did great, got more votes than anybody thought. And I think he's going to do phenomenally in that position. And everybody else likewise did well. Not only well, they got more votes than anybody thought. Tulsi, look at how she did. She did great.
She did.
Yeah.
She did great. She's been confirmed. So, all right. I'm looking up. When did Mitch McConnell have
he was a kid.
Right.
polio?
So
of course it was when he was a kid.
He's obviously 140 years old now.
Nobody gets it anymore, right? It's been virtually eradicated from our planet. 1944. So we're going back to 1944 for the polio reference. Thank you, Pumpkin. That's we appreciate that.
I don't know anything about polio.
I'm so glad you didn't play along with that garbage. Do you know that he had polio? I think he overcame that, some time ago. And so whatever you're blaming now on polio, you're probably a little late. Okay, it was 1944. We were in the middle of World War II at the time.
Hilarious.
Jeez. Oh, man. My brother got polio when he was a kid, and they said came from the vaccine. So,
that's what's happening right now.
And that's what's happening right now. We got some issues with that, but nobody will admit to it because vaccines are supposedly foolproof, completely safe, and totally effective.
That's what I hear.
100% safe, 100% effective, just like COVID-19 vaccine, right? I mean, we saw that was 95% effective. Okay, that was a little bit too high. Then it was 89, like 89-ish percent. Well, all right, well, wait. Maybe more like 84, 85, or 73, 74. Okay, about 50% effect. All right. Well, it doesn't matter if you take it or not, really. You got the same chance. But if you get the vaccine, maybe you won't die when you get COVID. But you will get COVID regardless.
It's a big maybe, though.
Big maybe. All right. So without the help of Mitch McConnell, RFK is the new Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Look at that.
There he is.
That's your boy. You got to be happy.
Yeah. A lot of us have been waiting for this moment. And there it was.
All right.
There we go. Gorsuch. And
stock up on food coloring now.
Yeah.
Because it's going away.
And not my boy, but Donald Trump's boy, because he doesn't show up to many of these swearing-in ceremonies, and he was there applauding him on. And it was just a great
I think he really appreciates RFK giving him that little extra push.
Definitely. I think it was
helped.
critical in many places.
Yeah, I think it helped. Stu's made the point quite a few times that the first call RFK made was to Kamala Harris. She wasn't interested.
Yeah, that's what I've said. This could have been them.
Right. But it's a little disappointing that he actually would have gone with her. What is that about?
He's a Democrat, and he's
that's true.
Giving them every last chance to stay loyal to him. But they refused.
Yeah, and that was even after his family was, took pictures.
Yes.
I'm still pissed about that, to be honest, on his behalf.
Me too.
That entire family goes and takes a picture with Biden in front of the White House there.
Really a low-class move.
It sure was.
By them, of course, what would you expect from the Kennedys? Pretty much that.
Boy, this is...
and here's some of the things he had to say on day one.
immediately, or what are your plans on day one, which I guess is today?
Our plans are radical transparency and returning gold standard science to NIH, the FDA, and CDC, to ending the corruption, ending the corporate capture of those agencies, getting rid of the people on those panels that have conflicts of interest, so we can do unadored and unimpeded science rather than the kind of product that is coming out of those agencies today.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants to. I don't know if it's in these clips from you, Chris, but no, it doesn't look like it. He's ready to change VAERS. I mean, VAERS has less than 1% of vaccine injuries reported, and he wants a much better reporting system. I don't know how he's going to go about that, but I know that's high on his list of things to do.
It's less than 1%? That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's believed that less than 1% of vaccine injuries
are reported on
even
VAERS.
show up on VAERS.
Wow.
Yeah.
He expressed some gratitude, though, to President Trump.
Years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic in this country. On August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump. And he gave me...
Yeah, you got to clap here. God sent RFK President Trump.
He's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in every account and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump, that I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, that you are going to transform this country.
There's no
at a
denying
time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking epidemic that is disabling our people.
Okay. It's hard to argue with that, except for the democracy part.
I will say, too, just a side note, this is a neat personal side note.
Yeah. The Voice. You're going to go down the Voice road again, aren't you? Leave the poor man alone. Do you know he had polio back in
He did?
in the day?
I don't know about the polio.
I truly think that this appointment by Donald Trump, a Republican president, to someone like Robert Kennedy is actually going to have lasting effects, not just from the 2024 election, but beyond. Because now you have a whole new base of voters, like crunchy moms or something that may be, more independent or even left-leaning, that now are like... I might be a Republican. I mean, this Donald Trump is what has empowered. Assuming RFK gets his goals accomplished through HHS, this could be a shockwave politically going forward.
Sure could. Here he was being sworn in as HHS Secretary.
I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, this is just the...
do solemnly swear.
Why does every oath get screwed up?
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend
The Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies,
Foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
Health
That I will
Secretary has
bear
a lot to
true
do with
faith
that, too.
and
By the way.
allegiance to the same.
Always
That
defending
I
the
will bear
country
true
from
faith
foreign
and
entities.
allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely
Without any mental reservation.
without any mental
I got to start over.
Or purpose
what about
of
anti?
evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
What about
And that I will well and
reservations?
faithfully discharge
And that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
Okay.
duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah.
That's incredible. This was, when this happened in August, when they teamed up, you thought that's too good to be true. And here we are.
Here we are. A lot of things seemed too good to be true, but they've been true. So far. He's done an incredible job so far.
Cash better get through, man.
I think he will.
That would be
I think it's
the
going to
cherry
happen.
on top of this whole thing.
I think Republicans
I don't think they could
understand.
stop the Trump
Yeah,
thing, no.
it doesn't seem like it. No, it really doesn't seem like it. 888-900-3393. We'll check out the Fat Five next with Jeffy.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I love this from the Associated Press. The headline is so telling about their bias. We just played the clip of Trump talking about Mitch McConnell's polio. So what is the headline from AP? Trump seems to question well-known part of Senator Mitch McConnell's life, his childhood polio battle. No, he didn't question whether it happened. He said he didn't know
about it.
I don't know anything about his polio battle. Really? I'm supposed to be up on his 1944 battle with polio?
Well, we thought everyone knew about Mitch's polio battle.
Yes, just pathetic. I think
hilarious.
what he's saying there is, what does that have to do with anything? Okay, he overcame polio a long time ago. Is there any discernible lingering effect in his life? I don't think so. One leg is shorter than the other, supposedly.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe that's why he's falling down the stairs now so many times. I don't know.
I don't know about that either.
Or that could be senility.
Or it could be an unbalanced
Alzheimer's.
shell.
Could There is that.
It definitely is an unbalanced
Turtles
shell. It's a good call. Thanks.
tend to get clumsy
The older
when they're
you get,
inside their
the center
shell.
of gravity shifts.
Yeah, right.
Tell
All right.
me.
Got some tweets here. Bunter Hayden tweets, as Mitch's mind deteriorates, he turns into a Democrat. Fetterman had a brain reset and started leaning right. See how that works? Yeah. V. Dutch Mermaid. Stop it. I love Gronk. I'm going to have to block all of you, especially Jeffy. I don't really care, Margaret tweets, Jeffy, are you in control of Trump's PR? Listen, women, speak when spoken to.
Thank you.
And get in the kitchen.
Well,
Make me a sandwich.
No, first of all, he didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
And you can look at the AP for the headline telling you Trump alludes to women going to cook in the kitchen.
Is Trump telling her to get back into the kitchen? Be something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Here is Jeffy with the Fat Five.
I mean, I'm not opposed to Kaitlan,
in the kitchen,
being in the kitchen cooking. Let's be clear. Bird flu rearing its ugly beak again. This time in Ohio. So the state's first case of disease during this current outbreak that they keep claiming that we're in. I don't know that we ever left, but okay. It's the AH5, also known as the avian influenza or bird flu. It was detected in an adult farmer in Ohio, just outside of Cincinnati. The infected man was in contact with deceased commercial poultry that was infected with the virus. So just remember that the best way to avoid bird flu, whenever possible, avoid direct contact with wild birds as well as sick or dead poultry or other animals. If you find sick or dead poultry, be sure to contact your local health department or local veterinarian before approaching.
All right.
Chris, how are your chickens doing?
Let them lay.
Alive and kicking.
Yeah, because are you practicing? I hope you're practicing good biosecurity to keep your birds separate from wild birds, using protective equipment with gloves and masks and washing your hands.
So you're supposed to put a mask over their beak? Is that what you're supposed to do?
I was just going to ask that. Am I washing their wings or their feet?
No, their beak. You put it over the beak.
Put it right over the beak.
It's a special chicken N95 beak.
See, there's a lot of confusion out there, so Jeffy's setting it straight.
It's clearing it up. This is really good.
Now there's
all right.
So far, there's 68 total human cases of bird flu. One death,
in the world or just in the country?
Here in the U.S. The majority of the cases have been in California, Colorado, and Washington. But I mean, there was multiple states have humans with bird flu. But there hasn't been any discernible bird flu interaction from human to human.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though. It's creating egg shortages.
I know.
All over the country.
That's because we're culling.
We're culling 145 million chickens.
Yeah. I think we're close to
more
1
than
billion
that
chickens.
now. Yeah. So you're losing a lot of chickens, and then the egg prices are going up. And in some cases, we went to, I think it was Sam's last weekend. They had 0 eggs at Sam's.
Yeah.
None.
And a lot of those places now are limit people.
Yeah. There's a sign. There was a sign at Kroger that said, "Hey, right now there's a chicken shortage. So please, bear with us while we try to restore our supply." And they didn't have very many. They didn't have the usual supply.
Yeah, I know. We always got the box.
So it's gone up 15% in a month, 53% in a year for eggs.
They have stickers on the menu at Waffle House now.
They're
50
charging
cents
an egg?
50 cents per egg.
That it takes to make the product that they're making, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And what's the Cracker Barrel has made a big ad saying, we're not going to raise our prices because of eggs.
Oh, really?
To go up against Waffle House? No, we'll just raise the price on everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably about right.
I mean, you have to cover the cost somehow.
But it's not Trump. It's the bird flu. It's the culling of chickens. It's a problem. I mean, they're going to blame it on him, though.
Of course they are. And if that's not enough, a new strain of monkeypox, Mpox, has been detected here in the U.S., prompting alarm bells for health officials. And the New York State Department of Health confirmed that it detected a case of clade 1B monkeypox, which also causes a rash on the hands, feet, chest, face, mouth, and or those areas, is related to the more deadly clade 1 monkeypox. Well, that one you don't want. That kills 11% of the patients. And that strain is not good. But the 1B,
not a big deal.
Couple of pox spots and you'd be good to go. So apparently since 2022, we've had 34,000 people and 34,000 people with monkeypox, Mpox, and 58 deaths.
Not in the U.S., right?
So for
is that worldwide? Does it say? Does it specify?
The U.S.
I think
has
it's
been
worldwide.
battling the outbreak since 2022, and they make it seem like that's U.S., but I believe that's worldwide.
I think it is. Yeah. There's no way we had 34,000.
Because they throw that in there with the U.S. has been battling an outbreak, and then so far it's sickened 34,000 people with 58 deaths, but that's got to be global. There's no way that
has to be.
There's no way that's in the United States. So far, 39 people have been diagnosed with monkeypox. That's possible here in the States. Clade 1 is deadlier. Obviously, like I said, you can get Clade 1B, no problem, piece of cake. So symptoms develop 3 to 17 days after infection. Fever, chills, headache. That's before the rashes start to appear. So in severe cases, you get the widespread rashes and lesions around the mouth, eyes, and those areas. So they might suffer from secondary bacterial infections as well. You're advised to avoid skin-to-skin contact with people who have a rash that looks like monkeypox, or you're advised to not use objects or materials that a monkeypox patient has used, and to wash hands after learning of monkeypox exposure during sex. Yeah, I would hose yourself off.
Yeah. Good safety tip. Thank you, Jeff.
Stay away from pox goo. That's my helpful hint to you.
Okay, no goo.
Stay away from pox goo. Yeah,
all
no
right.
goo.
Okay.
So is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, that's accurate, because here's the thing. Here's the 7-day weekly average. For the United States in Mpox infections. One.
Yeah, so
Wait,
no
let me.
way.
Did I carry the one? Bring down the one. One. Yes,
there's
one.
no way.
It's just there was one case.
There's no way to 34,000. Yeah, 34,000.
Now it's just a rolling 7-day average, though. It's been higher than that in the past. We've had as high as 3.
Oh man,
3.
Oh man,
not 3 million.
So alarm bells are sounding.
3. Yeah,
sounds like they are getting better.
And most of these cases in the U.S.
Going
are,
down quite a
are
bit.
coming from people who come into the country.
Yeah, I'm sure.
From other countries, and spread it around.
Because if it had been 1 and gone to 3, the press would be like, triple the cases.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher, available wherever you get your podcast. Rate and review where possible. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Big day. Not only is it Valentine's Day today. Happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day weekend. And, big day on Sunday. The NBA All-Star Game is on. You don't want to miss that.
Wow.
It's really an NBA All-Star weekend, so you can look forward to that. It's the reimagined All-Star event that's taking place Sunday.
Like they've reimagined the NFL All-Star game? Pro Bowl?
They are, yes. So for the first time, the NBA All-Star Game will feature a mini tournament, 4 teams, 3 games. 2 teams meet in one semifinal game. The remaining 2 teams will meet in the other semifinal. The winning team from Game 1 and Game 2 will advance to face each other in the championship Game 3.
Are they all televised?
For each game, yes. And for each game, the winner will be the first team to reach or surpass 40 points.
Of course.
And they have each team will have 8 players, and which they already named with the TNT basketball announcers. They already gave them their names, and we have the All-Stars already picked.
Do we know the names?
We have a huge list. You can look it up, NBA.com.
No, what are they? No. What are the 14 names?
Yeah, NBA.com.
And that's a long list?
Yeah, Shaq's team, Barkley's team.
Oh, that's cool.
Whatever the other announcers are.
I got you.
I do like the NBA app from Vision Pro, though. You've seen the advertisements where he's in, we've all seen the laundromat one where he's watching the game and, claps and does. But there's a new tabletop version of the Vision Pro with the NBA app. It's pretty cool.
His great-grandfather, 3 times scored 100 points in a college basketball game. 3 versus 3? That may happen.
His uncle, Jason Sasser, who coached in the CBA, who was a very good player at Texas Tech, All-American.
Yep, played for the Spurs and Mavericks and the Timber. No, he played for the Grizzlies when they were still in Vancouver. And then Gerald. You know, brother Gerald played in Orlando. So Marcus comes from a great.
I mean, it's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
Little tabletop version inside, and they, there's roughly, and this, a half a second delay between the live stream and the tabletop representation, but that's, of course, processing and motion capture technology at the stadiums, and NBA could artificially delay the live stream view, but they're not doing that, so. They're just saying, no, I think
that is really cool, man.
It is cool.
Yeah.
And where can you go?
Vision Pro.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Vision Pro.
Wow, you need one of those. You need the headset, though, right?
Yeah. Going up against the NBA, Saturday Night Live is going to celebrate its 50th anniversary Sunday night. Start beginning at the same time. 3-hour special featuring all kinds of cast members and musical guests. Then Saturday night at 11:30, their regular time slot, they're going to re-air the very first Saturday Night Live from 1975. So you get to see
be interesting.
You get to see the debut.
Does Gerald Ford fall down the
October
stairs?
11th, 1975.
Yeah. But it's the one episode that they found that there was actually 3 laughs in it. So apparently there was something funny in that episode. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's great. I can't wait to see it.
I was not aware of that.
Did you see Lorne Michaels claims Saturday Night Live is nonpartisan?
Oh, stop
what?
It,
Yeah.
He says that to
nonpartisan. It's like saying the Democrat Party is nonpartisan. Saturday Night Live is about as nonpartisan as the Democrat Party.
Yes.
Come on.
He knows better.
He does.
He does.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
He absolutely knows better. And then, of course, Sunday afternoon, you can get your day started by watching the NASCAR Cup Series kicking off with the Daytona 500. So,
All right.
Now, today's Chewing the Fat brought to you by Kexi Cookies, simply the best cookies on the planet. I don't care what you're doing this weekend.
Yeah.
You can make it better with Kexi Cookies. Kexi.com, KEKSI.com. Captain America, Brave New World in theaters right now, in case you need a last-minute date idea. We have time. Let's watch the Captain America trailer.
You asked for me. Here I am. You want to help me? Is there anything you remember?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful. What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general. I'm a wartime president.
Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it.
Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rodgers.
Racist.
Right?
I'm not.
Powerful. The global
Powerful.
We'll be quoting that line.
You're right. I'm not.
Ooh, nice comeback.
We're on the brink of war. I can't trust anyone. Nothing about this feels right.
Captain America. You ever ask yourself, who's playing who?
Someone's been pulling the strings on everything.
You're under arrest? I don't want a variable out there that I can't control.
Stop!
Captain America, caught without his wings.
You like to play dress up and blindly execute the state's orders.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What if this is a trap? You don't even know what this is.
Since when were they red?
Okay, so now the president is home.
Come and get me!
Okay.
I'm not.
So the newest installment only ranks above Eternals and Ant-Man as far as the Rotten Tomato score. It's under 60%. It's 53%.
Oh, wow. With
no
audiences
one
or
likes
critics?
No one likes it.
Is that audience or critic numbers? That's bad.
I think this is critics.
I'll check.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's getting bad reviews. And I think it's slanted left, right? Is it? That's what I've heard.
That's what they say.
Yeah. It's
and
too
they've
bad.
tried to appease everything. I mean, we've all seen all the commercials. If you watch any kind of football this year, you saw the Captain America commercials.
A million times.
Yeah. And so, and there you have it. So it's at the theaters. I mean, of course, it'll be number one. How well it does after that, we'll
So
see.
critics 53%. That's the one on the like the popcorn meter. That's the audience, right? That's 80%.
Okay. Still a little low. That's kind of low for a movie like that. Usually
should be higher.
You know, I mean, are we really that discerning when it comes to our Marvel movies? Probably not. It doesn't exactly have to be, Academy Award winning.
No, it doesn't. Time for one more. YouTube viewers ditching phones for TV screens, according to the CEO, Neil Mohan's annual letter. And who doesn't love reading annual letters from the CEO?
Right.
Americans now prefer watching YouTube on their TVs rather than mobile devices. It's a pretty striking reversal of the mobile-first mindset that's dominated the video strategy for the past decade. YouTube still beats Netflix when it comes to Nielsen ratings, cementing its position as America's go-to streaming destination. This is his obvious letter. This shift challenges the industry's core belief, though, that younger viewers want everything on their phones, suggesting instead that their platform is agnostic. They'll watch what they want, where they want. And so for content creators and streaming platforms that have been investing heavily in mobile experiences, you may need to rethink that.
Well, when you can mirror and cast,
I do all the time.
You just stuff
I do that
from your
all the
phone
time.
to your TV.
Plus,
of course you're going to do it.
all the new TVs have the YouTube app on it. I mean, I watch YouTube. I click on it all the time. So, I mean, it's absolutely because it's there.
Yeah. Why would I want to see it on, 3 inches when I could see it on 5 feet?
And that's the point you make in the NFL with when they're looking at we have to look at calls and reverse calls and see if we made the right call. The world has seen it on a jumbotron, and you're looking on this little screen. Stop it!
All right, 888-900-3393. So much more to get to. We haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
I'd like to thank, Dominic C. Francis, for bringing us a nice little gift of this painting from the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo.
Very cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, we all got one, signed print.
That's nice.
Unframed, thanks.
We are huge into cowboy art, too.
Unframed, Jeffy.
No, I appreciate the signed print unframed.
Thank you, Dominic. The Buck Taylor artwork is awesome.
It's nice. It's very great. Very cool.
BuckTaylor.com for more
art. And then Curcado sent us this
I don't know
sticker.
if AI did that or what, but it's Maharishi. Look at that. He's smoking a cigar dressed in
I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's always existed or, ever since he started calling himself that, but kind of makes you a little sad, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. A little reflective.
Yeah, we're coming up. When was the anniversary of his death?
3 or 4 years now, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was in February of 2021. February 17th. Oh, gosh.
Wow, 3 days.
Yeah,
so Monday. Monday's the end. Wow. Incredible.
I wish he could have seen this Trump 2.0, man.
Don't you, though? That would have been something.
Sure would have
been something. He would love what's happening right now. All right, so the Democrats continue to come unglued. I mean, they are so unhinged right now. The only thing they can think to do is fire people up and try to get them out in the streets on Monday. That's what they're trying desperately to have happen. They want cars overturned, buildings set on fire, whatever you can do. Just get crazy in the streets on Monday.
Yep.
Because Maxine Waters, for one, is afraid of DOGE accessing information.
When Musk comes knocking at the Fed's door, you gonna let him in?
I don't have anything for you on that.
Would you like to tell us today that you won't let DOGE into the Federal Reserve or have access to the systems and the data?
So I don't have any, we've had no contact, and I don't really have, I have nothing for you to report today on that.
Well, you know what happened at Treasury, and you know what happened over at the CFPB, and the people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us, our bank accounts, everything in our lives. So I want to protect it in the Fed. Mr.
Fascinating.
Powell.
We don't know what all they have on us.
She does this all the time. She lets the quiet part slip out accidentally. Yeah, we're about to find out what they have on you.
Yeah. Aren't we, Maxine?
Pumpkin?
Yes.
That is great. Remember this little comment that she let slip back in 2011?
What guarantees are you going to give this liberal about how that will reduce the cost of gasoline at the pump if we let you drill where you say you want to drill?
I can guarantee to the American people, because of the inaction of the United States Congress ever increasing prices unless the demand comes down, and the $5 will look like a very low price in the years to come if we are prohibited from finding new reserves, new opportunities to increase supplies.
And guess what this liberal would be all about? This liberal will be all about socializing. Would be about.
Watch the guy.
Basically taking over. And the government running all of your companies.
Running all of your companies.
She said the quiet part out loud again.
She has a tendency to do that.
Yeah, and to her point, we don't know what they have on us.
Love that.
I would like to point out something that WikiLeaks has been doing. They've been checking the old Google searches in the District of Columbia. So Washington, D.C. searches for lawyer have increased 400% just in the last month alone. As you can see, look at that. Woo! Woo! And then also in Washington, D.C., searches for statute of limitations.
Wow.
This is Inauguration Day, I believe it is. And then here lately. So we've been busy with the old internet searches there.
Jeez.
In D.C.
I mean, it's clear why the hysteria has kicked into gear right now. Mark Thiessen wrote an op-ed that the Washington Post actually published. And he says, imagine if the President of the United States announced he was forming a SWAT team of private sector tech experts and deploying them across agencies, in some cases for 6 months, in some cases for 2 years, fixing outdated systems. What would happen? Well, it happened with Barack Obama a decade ago. Remember their hysteria over that? No. But that's exactly what he did when he created the U.S. Digital Service. This is the agency that Trump is using, just renamed it. But it's an agency inside the White House that's made up of tech talent from companies like Facebook and Google. And it included, under even Obama, young engineers who served as presidential innovation fellows, tasked to be, quote, change makers working at the highest levels of the federal government, unquote. Remember how crazy they were? No, you don't, because it didn't happen. They didn't care about that.
Nope.
Because they knew that...
They thought he was reformative, cutting edge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Barack Obama.
Yep.
Leader.
Here's what Obama said about the group that he had looking into things. They're having a great time. What they tell me is that as long as they feel they've got a president who's providing some air cover, there's no system that they can't get in there and work and change. Fascinating. Okay, so what was the difference? Well, the difference between what Obama was doing and what Trump is doing is that Obama was finding ways to spend more money. Trump is trying to cut the budget. Yeah. He's trying to find the waste, the graft, the corruption, and cut it out of government. So now they're crazy. They're out of their minds over it. But this has happened before. It just happened on their side, and they were just trying to spend more money. It's really incredible to watch this. Really, absolutely stunning. Because now these are all of a sudden bad guys. Yeah. How dare they have access to our information? Why didn't you care about that in 2015 when Obama did it? Because they weren't exposing anybody. They're exposing them now. And that's why they're doing the searches that they're doing. All right, how do I lawyer up? Where's a good lawyer? And what's the statute of limitations on taking bribes from other countries?
If I stop taking bribes today,
when am I okay? Yeah. All right, so we have more with President Trump from yesterday, which is always fun. Man, he just doesn't care, and it's so great how he interacts with the press and the Democrats. Here he is on how Biden dealt with Ukraine.
It is President Biden's fault, not President Putin. I mean, he's the one.
I think Biden is incompetent, and I think when he said that they could join NATO, I thought that was a very stupid thing to say. Mm-hmm. I thought when he said, well, it depends if it's a minor incursion. In other words, it's okay if Russia does a minor incursion. I thought that was a very foolish thing to say.
The
other thing that got it started was how badly Milley and these stupid people, these bad generals, how badly they did with Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I was going to pull out, but we were pulling out with dignity and strength, and we were going to take our equipment with us and everything else. They are... I mean, what they're doing is what they did with that. I think Putin looked at that mess and he said, wow, this is a great time. I'm going to go in. But what the Americans said, I'm not blaming Americans, but I will say what they said had a big influence on his deciding to go in.
Well, because we promised years ago, decades ago, that Ukraine would never become a NATO country. And we've just gone back on that. Under Biden, we just went back on it.
It didn't matter. Oh, so.
Yeah, well, no, they're going to be a NATO country. Yeah, it's almost for sure. It's almost a done deal. And then Pete Hegseth said, no, they're not. That's a dream to them to be in NATO, and it's not going to happen. And now he's getting all kinds of flack for saying that. Well, it shouldn't happen because we said it wouldn't.
Right.
And again, I'll use the analogy again. If it was Cuba, and they were saying, hey, we're going to get into a new alliance with the Soviet Union or with Russia, and they're going to provide us with weapons. We're going to have missiles here on the... Does any of that sound familiar? We didn't abide it. We couldn't tolerate it, and we did not tolerate it back in the 60s. So why would we expect anything different here?
Correct.
In fact, Ukraine is closer to Russia than Cuba is to the United States. So it's understandable that they don't want that to happen. We didn't want it to happen, so it didn't.
Right.
I mean, we've had the Monroe Doctrine in place for, 170 years or whatever, because we have said that there won't be communism on our side of the globe. And we've fought hard to try to make that happen, even though it's happened time and time again. But that's why the CIA overthrows countries, because we don't like their regime. So, I mean, we should understand this. We should use our noodles on this thing. It's not going to work out well. I just don't want to get into a hot war with Russia. Does anybody?
No. And neither does Donald Trump.
No, he doesn't.
Donald Trump wants to bring peace to the world.
Right.
Lindsey Graham, I think.
Okay, yes. Lindsey probably does.
Entered the chat.
Lindsey probably does.
That's a good point.
By the way, Pete Hegseth, Defense Secretary, is over there in Poland right now, and looks like he's having a good time. Hanging out with the Polish Prime Minister, working out with the troops stationed in Poland. I mean, this is.
I love it. It's
you
great.
Don't get this from your run-of-the-mill DefSec.
No, you don't. And we also have. I know this is jumping around a little bit, but speaking of war, reminded me that we have the Gaza and Israel thing happening this weekend as well, where they said, and I feel like they aren't doing what Trump said. Trump said release all the hostages, right?
He did. Yeah.
And they said that they're going to go back to doing the deal that they had, which is different than releasing all the hostages.
That's why I think it's, what did I say yesterday? 6 a.m. Eastern tomorrow is going to be very interesting because that'll be noon. That'll be noon over in Gaza. So we'll see.
They're trying to avoid it, though, by saying, okay, we're going to go back to the original agreement. We're going to go back.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see if that suffices.
I know. I don't.
He said we're not going to. No drips and drabs. Release them all.
Get them all.
Now we do have American Israeli. What is his name? Chris Sagi Dekelchin is going to be among 3 hostages.
You nailed it.
By Hamas this weekend.
So an American will be released this weekend.
36-year-old father of 3.
Okay, good.
Okay, well,
wow,
that's progressive. It's not all, like you said.
I think there are 2 American hostages. Is that right?
Yeah, I
think 2 left that are alive. Anyway, here's President Trump on DOGE and the IRS yesterday.
Mr. President, DOGE workers arrived today, Gavin Klager and others arrived today at the IRS. Do you expect to close the IRS, or what do you expect?
No, I don't expect it, but I think that the Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody else. Just about everybody's going to be looked at. So it's they're doing a hell of a job. It's an amazing job they're doing. And, that force is building these, I call it the force of super geniuses, but it's building. And, they go up and they talk to some of the people about certain deals, and the people get all tongue-tied. They can't talk because these people get it. They're very smart people. We need smart people. Yes. Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some smart people working to help make things better in this country.
What is it? We have a graph that goes with that. What is this? Oh, an Elon Musk poll.
Would you like DOGE to audit the IRS? How is it not 100%?
Well, just read the options there.
Yeah.
Yes. F yes. Oh, okay. No. 8%'s too high. It's too high on the no. No, I don't think so. I like a corrupt agency.
And why didn't F yes lead the way? 100%. Come on now.
51, so 92 to 8 on that. That's pretty good.
What is the Lee Zeldin? What is this tweet of his from yesterday? Do we have?
I just canceled a $50 million Biden-era environmental justice grant to the Climate Justice Alliance, which believes, quote, climate justice travels through a free Palestine, unquote.
I mean, there's so many of these just ingrained in our government machine.
Yes.
I hope we get it all out of there. But
Parenthood decided to delete all their Instagram.
Who
after
did?
It was announced that they were going to investigate.
Planned Parenthood.
They deleted all of their Instagram
Instagram
posts?
posts are gone.
What were they?
Interesting. Wow.
I love that they're running scared and they are on their heels, man.
I know.
It's like, we'd love to join you out there at the Monday, burn down every state capitol and White House and all that stuff, but we're too busy unplugging our servers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fantastic. All right. Anytime in life that you have to make really big changes in your life, it's hard, it's scary, it's stressful. It's especially true when you're dealing with buying a house or selling a house. Huge investment, probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, you'll ever make in your life. And there's a lot involved. You have to decide what to do to your home to get it ready to sell. And you have to find the right place, especially if you're unfamiliar with an area and you're moving into a new place, relocating. Where do you go? Where are the good school districts? Where are the good neighborhoods? Where do the kids live so that your kids have playmates and stuff? It's really complicated. That's where a great realtor comes in. Real estate agents I trust. These are carefully vetted by Glenn's team. And this is a free service that we provide to you. You don't have to pay for this. We just set you up with a great realtor. And then you ride off in the sunset together.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful. It is. It's the lovely, beautiful thing. So this is somebody who understands the crazy housing market, somebody who can help you get through it and relieve the stress in your life right now. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Join the conversation online at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray will return after this.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got this post from Don Lucre.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it Lucre?
Don Lucre. I don't know how to pronounce it, but okay. He posts a lot of interesting stuff on Twitter.
Meme coin. This is interesting. Probably have to break out the Jackie glasses to read it, but I think you might find this fascinating about one of our illustrious representatives. Representative Jasmine Crockett owns, because she does make a salary of $174,000 a year. Let's not forget that, okay? So obviously you become a millionaire on $174,000 a year. Obviously. She owns a $2 million townhouse in Dallas, a $1.5 million loft in Austin.
What, is she supposed to live in a tent?
A $1.5 million lakefront cabin in Galveston.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Crockett's net worth grew substantially last year during the 2024 election, where she became an overnight star for the DNC. There are now reports that Crockett is eyeing the 2028 presidential run for the Democrats, and with the massive increase in funds, it appears that there could be some truth to these reports. She's now, her net worth, on a salary of $170,000. How long has she been in office? $174,000. She's only been there a while, but she's now worth $9 million. Huh. Okay.
Makes
do the
one
math
want
on
to
that.
become a congressman.
Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it?
Don't threaten me. You asked me to do the math on that. I'm not going to be able to figure that out. So, so she's been in there for 4 years. So, I don't know. What's 174 times 4? Is that 9 million?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's amazing.
That certainly is. And what did Maxine Waters say earlier? We don't know what Elon and Doge have on us. Well,
that's what she said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she said.
Could have easily been Miss Crockett, apparently.
Sure. Wow. But we're uncovering all of this stuff. They just found an EPA $20 billion slush fund that Biden put together.
Just sitting there.
Green Energy Slush Fund that was collecting interest at a private bank and is being distributed without any oversight. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin revealed in an exclusive interview, I think this was yesterday, President Joe Biden's EPA parked $20 billion at this financial institution, which it was Citibank, as part of the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act's Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. But the awardees weren't announced until 2024, and Citibank not brought in until September of 2024. After Biden's disastrous June debate performance led him to withdraw from the re-election campaign in July. And so now we're finding some things out.
Be interesting to see how many of those accounts are just sitting around.
Yeah.
Just sitting around. He's able to access them from time to time. Have we even heard from Dinglebutt Joe Biden?
Dinglebutt.
We haven't heard from him?
I have not, other than he signed that contract because he's such a hot talent.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, other than that, he's been. There's a lot going on.
Pretty silent so far. Yeah.
Good.
Interesting.
That is.
I don't want to hear from him, so hopefully we won't.
No, I'm not opposed to not hearing from him. I mean, the I Told You So tour I thought would already have started, but
I thought so too.
So maybe he's
he's firming up the dates. I mean, there's so many arenas that he's waiting to sell out that are just clamoring, trying to get in line to get the Joe Biden speaking tour underway. Let's see. Let's just see if there's anything scheduled here. Don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Joe Biden's
Just it's strange to me. I'm happy about it, but it's just strange to me. There's so much going on, and so many people are taking a beating for him not to have some kind of comment.
Yeah.
Kind of strange.
It is kind of strange. One of the other things, though, that this president, Donald Trump, has reversed was Biden's asinine money distribution policy for the NCAA. You remember they're going to start paying. Colleges can now pay the athletes.
Yes.
And the fund is going to be like 20 to 22 million initially. And so the NCAA had a plan to distribute 85% to men's athletics and 15% to women's. Why? Because obviously it's the men's athletics that are making the money.
Bring in the money.
Football and basketball are making the money. Everybody else benefits from men's football and basketball. And so,
period. That's
it.
the fact.
It's just a fact. Yeah, it's like the NBA versus the WNBA.
Yeah,
okay, one makes a lot of money.
It just is.
One does not. And yeah, it's just a fact. It's not discriminatory. It just happens to be universal truth. So if you don't like it, don't blame me. I don't make universal truth. I just live by it. I have to. So Biden said, "No, you gotta distribute that." What?
What's that now?
You gotta miss it.
I didn't follow.
But the translator said you have to distribute that equally between men and women's sports. Well, Trump just reversed that yesterday, and he said that was first of all, it's wildly unfair, and it is. And secondly, it's too hard to even do. So go back to whatever it is you want to do with it.
Right. And let them.
And they're going to. Yeah. So that's great that it took that onus off of all the college athletic directors to try to divvy everything up equally, despite the fact that it's two sports that make all the money that have all the, the money to pay out.
I see the headlines now. Donald Trump, misogynist.
Yeah, right.
Enabling the patriarchy.
Right. That's right. They won't go into any of the facts. All right, more coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, who created Valentine's Day? Was it Hallmark or Cadbury? Or Jared's Jewelers? I know one of the three did it.
Well, it was a cabal.
It was a cabal.
A
consortium of all of them. Okay. Actually, I just looked up because I don't know the origin. According to AI, Valentine's Day originated as a Christian feast day to honor a martyr named Valentine.
Yeah, Saint Valentine.
It has since become a worldwide celebration of love and romance. The holiday may have been established by the Catholic Church to Christianize the pagan festival of Lupercalia. Yeah, remember when we used to celebrate
Lupercalia? Oh, man.
Lupercalia.
Lupercalia?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going to pretend like you didn't celebrate
Like
it.
you didn't go to
Okay.
Stonehenge
All right,
every
fine.
year with the rest of us to celebrate that pagan holiday.
Whatever.
Come on. The holiday may have been named after a priest who was martyred around 270 CE.
Oh, no. I hate that.
I hate that so much.
You talk about
270 CE. That's Common Era.
That is
Not-
a low-key way to diss Christianity.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah,
I
that's
hate
for
it.
sure.
By the Emperor Claudius Gothicus. The holiday may have been named after, so we don't even know. May, might. So,
So it could have
created
very
by
well been
Hallmark.
the
Good
cabal.
job, AI.
yeah, it was the cabal.
Yeah.
All right, got some tweets here. High Plains Stranger. Doge entering the IRS is going to be like an episode of To Catch a Predator. That's really true.
Perfect.
Yes, it is. Back to the president. He listed some improper boot payments.
I don't know what this.
Bout payments?
Whatever.
Out payments. Anyways. Government payments.
The Keith.
Could not
the
read
Keith chicken scratch.
The chicken
Could
scratch
we just play
here.
clip 21?
Maybe that might be best. Yeah, just play cut 21. We'll find out what he said.
Dear Lord.
That some numbers have come out, and as you know, we're looking for waste, fraud, and abuse. And this just came out from the Government Accountability Office.
Okay.
And they're pretty staggering numbers. The federal government loses as much as $521 billion in fraud. That's what Elon's working so hard on with his group of almost 100 geniuses. In 2023, there was an estimated $236 billion in improper payments made.
That's it.
And they think that number is very low.
Wow.
Should be much higher. $236 billion. This is why we're doing what we're doing. This is why I campaigned so hard and discussed this so much. And since 2003, there have been $2.7 trillion in improper payments, meaning payments that went to the wrong people or payments that shouldn't have been made. According to the Economic Policy Center, very respected, in 2024, there was an estimated $162 billion in improper payments.
In 1 year.
Earned income tax credit, this is having to do with earned income tax credit. It was $15.9 billion. Having to do with food stamps, improper. $10.5 billion in improper payments. Restaurant Revitalization Fund, $8.7 billion. Supplemental security income, $6.5 billion. This is all bad stuff, bad payments, fraud, largely fraud. Unemployment insurance, $5.6 billion. According to House Ways and Means in 2024, Social Security, Disability Insurance, and Survivors Insurance Programs sent an estimated $8.3 billion in improper payments, including $6.5 billion in overpayments where they overpaid. So these are staggering numbers, and this has been going on for a long time, and we're finding a lot of it.
What's incredible is that the media and Democrats, they ignore all of that.
Absolutely do.
They ignore all the numbers. They ignore all the waste, all the expenditures, all the fraud, all the corruption. And all they focus on is that it's Elon Musk who is leading this charge to uncover it. Who cares who uncovered it? He's appointed by the president, who is constitutionally mandated to do these things. And so there's absolutely nothing wrong constitutionally with what he's doing here, and that's all they're focused on.
And they focus on Elon and his merry band of Websters that are these 18-year-old kids that just yesterday, according to the Democrats, A, they could fight in wars, and B, they could change their sex. But heaven forbid that they go in and work a computer.
They can't do anything useful. Right. What if they see somebody's Social Security number? Jeez. Since when Are Democrats at all concerned with privacy?
Yeah, they're not.
Never have they worried about Social Security numbers. Do you know it's against the law to even ask for your Social Security number, and yet it happens every day.
Sure does.
All the time. I mean, it's just completely ignored. But now, what if they have access to our Social Security numbers? I don't know. Man.
Yep.
I can't imagine the humanity involved if they find that out. Wow. So Caroline Leavitt was asked about Medicare fraud yesterday.
Back to DOGE just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Marjorie Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some in this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this point?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that DOGE is identifying on a daily basis. Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us. Unfortunately, I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? Right. And so that's the thing. Those are the things that DOGE is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise.
Yeah, right.
$2.7 trillion in Medicare and Medicaid payments going overseas? That is staggering. And then the tweet that accompanied that video said 8% of our national deficit is wrapped up in that. That is
incredible.
It's just
incredible.
It would be demoralizing if we didn't have a crack team on the case like we do now.
Right. If we were just finding this out and just continue to do it. But we have hope now that we're not going to continue to do it. So that makes it a little bit palatable. Although it's staggering. And again, the media doesn't care about the almost $3 trillion in fraud from Medicare going overseas. That's not what you're talking about.
And it's going to be fascinating to see where it goes.
Yeah. Yes, it will.
Who?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, I know. And the stories are, for a nanosecond, one of the DOGE employees had edit rights in the Treasury Department's computer system. I mean, that's the big story that was quickly rectified. But it's not this massive fraud and waste that we're learning about. Like you said, the press doesn't care about that. What's this chart, Chris? I'd like to see this chart because so much winning.
This administration moving so quickly, they were able to compare it to the Biden administration and the Trump administration, confirmations of the cabinets. So right now, Trump is at 16, while Biden was at 7.
Cabinet confirmations?
Yes. And then Trump first term, he was at 11.
Yeah, but he still hasn't caught up to Obama's pace.
He still hasn't caught up to Obama.
They were just whatever, rubber stamping everybody. Obama, just let's go.
Barack Obama, the second coming.
Right.
But that's good to see.
That's the way they treated him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Still a handful to go for Trump's picks.
Okay, we hear a lot of talk about the supply chain. It's unpredictable. It can be very fragile at times. And when your package is delayed, it's more than annoying. It can be life-threatening, depending on what medication you're waiting for. So when there's an emergency, it would be nice to have the peace of mind that you have a Jace case available, right? With 5 antibiotics to help you with any kind of bacterial infections that may arise. You just go online, you fill out a quick form. It's really easy. And then it's reviewed just to make sure you don't have allergies to these medications. And then they send it off to you. You can get add-ons, things like ivermectin that are hard to get from your doctor sometimes. It's just peace of mind, and it could save lives. It's also really handy, too, to have if you go on vacation and you're not near your doctor or your pharmacy. So go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout, and you'll save big. Promo code PAT at Jace Medical, jace.com, Jase.com, jace.com.
Gray Unleashed now continues.
Tell me about Cut 13, the Latino freeze boycott. What is that?
That's
is
funny.
that from you, Territorian?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We're pushing back.
Is that a new frozen treat?
We're
Latino
pushing
freeze?
back, and y'all white people better watch out because we're boycotting.
So
we're no longer going to Walmart, Target.
You're putting yourself into
I'm
the
putting myself in this,
Latino
yes.
community.
Yes.
Okay.
We're no longer going to Walmart.
All right.
Anything
Really?
white. We're not going. We're going to the bodegas.
Wait, Walmart's white?
Okay.
Play.
They have not. I know. I can tell you this: that the two WalMarts actually three in my neck of the woods. I don't think that word has gotten out.
Oh, the memo is about to go out as soon as Pat plays this video. The memo is getting sent.
All right.
Here it is.
The idea of a Latino freeze is growing. The idea is for Latinos to stop shopping at big stores and restaurants like Target, Walmart, and
Pause
McDonald's.
it for a sec. Here's another example of somebody who doesn't have an accent, really, normally, but until you get to a word that you must accent.
Latino.
Manawa ni arawa. Today, 5 people were killed in an auto explosion in Manawa ni arawa. And 17 were injured. I don't get that. It's just a weird phenomenon. You have
it's
to.
It's a news law. Yeah.
Oh, okay. News law dictates it's got to be Latino. All right, go ahead.
The idea of a Latino freeze is growing.
Latino.
The idea is for Latinos to stop shopping at big stores and restaurants like Target, Walmart, and McDonald's, places that recently rolled back their DEI programs.
Oh, no.
The move followed similar action by the White House and federal government.
If you don't respect our community, then, you shouldn't have our dollars.
Civil rights leader Dolores Huerta is helping lead the charge for national boycott. Comedian John Leguizamo is also on board.
Oh, look at good. He's on board. This guy's on board.
Freeze on all
Let's see what he
shopping
says.
February 28th, calling it an economic blackout.
Well, I want to hear from him. We didn't get
Call
to.
to action for the Latino freeze
They
is
just needed his
targeting
face.
specific brands.
Dr. Caroline Chen is professor at San Jose State School of Business. Dr. Chen says that Latinos make up $3.5 trillion in buying power.
$3.5 trillion in buying power.
All right.
Bodegas from now until the end of the year.
Bodegas? And that's. What are these little stands that are kind of outside or something? Is that what a bodega is?
It's just a separate store.
Just a separate store, a little store.
Yeah.
It's not a Walmart.
No,
Correct.
run by
Latino. Yeah.
So now I can find a parking place up front. Is that? Oh no, please! I don't want room in the aisles when I go shopping.
Well,
now.
no, the handicapped will have to boycott before you get a parking spot up front.
I see.
So
that's not happening.
That's not happening. No, I don't know of a handicap boycott. Do you? Okay, so you're not going to go to Walmart, really?
No Walmart, no Target,
Target,
and no McDonald's. I'm going bodegas.
All right.
Bodegas.
I'm scared now. I bet the economy collapses.
Latino free.
Well, do you want
I bet it does.
$3 trillion?
Yeah, it's spending power.
No.
And they're going to take all that $3 trillion
to the bodega
and invest it
and now
in a
apparently
bodega.
it has started now though, because like I said, I don't think they heard the news in my Walmart.
So when you go back to Walmart this weekend,
there'll be not a single Latino in there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. There'll be not a single Latino in there. No one from Manawa ni arawa. No one from Mexico. You'll be lonely. You will be lonely. There'll be like 4 whiteys in there.
I don't know what I'll do.
I know. It'll be lonely.
It will be.
You'll have to get together with the other Caspers that are walking through the store.
We'll have to comment. Why?
Hey,
How
Casper,
about that Latino freeze, huh?
No line at the checkout right now. All right. That'll be fun. All right. So then also, Emmanuel Cleaver had a message for Elon Musk. Represented Emmanuel Cleaver. This is cut 14.
Now, I'm going to be quick.
Okay, please
because I want to send a message.
All right.
To somebody.
I thought you were going to be quick.
Elon.
Oh, boy.
Take your musty millions and musty Moscow rights
what?
to the moon.
Musky Moscow.
Because if you don't, we're going to stand up. We're going to speak out. We're going to march. We're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow. You musty moo moo moo.
Wait, whoa. What was that? We got to rewind this. Hold on. That's a future bingo square. What the hell was that?
Go to Moscow. You musty moo moo moo.
You musty moo moo moo.
You musty moo moo moo.
What
is that?
Okay.
These
I'm
people
not sure what that is.
Isolate that audio, Chris.
They're mentally disturbed.
They are. They don't know what to do.
Mentally disturbed.
They are so angry that the jig is up, man.
Gosh.
And
Musky moo moo moo.
Yeah, that'll teach him. You musky.
What does Moscow have to do with it?
That I don't know. Is
he now a Russian agent because he's going through the books?
Yes. I don't think that Emmanuel Cleaver really prepped his speech very well.
Not
he
real
just
well.
was hoping that the alliteration would just sound better than it
The
ended
musky
up.
moo moo moo
From Moscow.
Moscow moo moo moo.
You Moscow musky moo moo moo.
Your musky millions. I mean, that was not well
Was it
done
millions? Is that what he's trying to say?
Yeah. I don't know what he was trying to say at the end, but he did call it the musky millions.
What the hell? What is this? That feels like Noah. Did Noah make
Musky
that?
moo moo moo.
Yeah, Noah made that. If you're
great.
listening, Emmanuel Cleaver is on the head of a cow looking at Elon Musk.
Who's in a cowboy hat.
I mean, it's nice that Emmanuel's getting some airtime.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time.
You mustard moo moo moo.
Wait, mustard moo moo moo? Like, he threw out every word that started with the letter M that he could think of.
And that's because Elon Musk's last name starts with M.
Woo!
So that was really powerful. It makes it more powerful.
You got him.
When there's alliteration, it's really, really strong.
So for the bingo square, are we going to agree on, is it musky moo 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 or mustard moo moo moo?
It's musky moo.
I think it's musky.
Musky moo moo moo. Okay.
Moscow. You mustard moo moo moo.
He said mustard. Mustard moo? I don't know.
Maybe he wanted to say bastard, but put a B in on it.
Yeah, he said
put an
mustard.
M on it.
And it came out mustard.
Wow.
What?
He was fired up, though.
He was. Got wound up.
That was great to see.
But that was
Started
a
out kinda
slow start.
worked up
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
It was like the Biden thing where he used to snap like that. He'd be whispering, and then all of a sudden he'd scream it at the top of his lungs.
No more!
Anyway.
No, it's got to be.
Said too much.
You got to whisper something and then go 0 to 60.
I'm not joking. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've said too much.
Oof. Well,
Blood of liberty.
The blood of liberty.
I bet there are days he doesn't even get out of bed, man.
Especially,
awesome, because he couldn't
I
even
mean, that
remember
happened
what
during
he
his
was talking
presidency.
about.
So, unbelievable. All right, then we have Pam Bondi warning states to comply. This has to be said. She's warning them to comply with federal law.
And that's who we were letting walk into our country. And that's why President Trump has directed this to stop. And if you don't comply with federal law, we will hold you accountable. We did it to Illinois. Strike one. Strike two is New York. And if you are a state not complying with federal law, you're next. Get ready.
Go.
The new sheriff in town.
Hard to believe she's 60 years old. That's crazy. That's just nuts. That's all I got from that. But all right. Also, socialist Bernie Sanders is in a panic. I hate to see that. Don't. No. No.
I mean, they all are.
Will the president abolish the Department of Education?
You know, what is going on in this country, not only with education, but with other institutions, is the president is operating in a very authoritarian, illegal, and unconstitutional way.
No.
They want changes in the Department of Education. They want to abolish the Department of Education. Fine. Come to Congress. That is the process. That is what our Constitution is about. You know, we have three separate branches of government. The executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. We are not and cannot and must not move to all power in one branch.
Senator, does that mean you're worried about oversight? Like, once he's confirmed, are you concerned that you won't have that?
I am concerned that there is a real look It is a little bit weird, just a little bit weird, that the President of the United States is now head of the Kennedy Center. You know, am I the only person in America think that's a little bit strange?
Yes. Yeah,
we have other people who know a little bit about culture, maybe even more than the President. But what is clearly happening in this country right now, every single day, with Musk, with President Trump, there's more and more power going to fewer and fewer people. And often people who have huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about your decision
None of that
to
mattered
co-sponsor
under
Kane's
Biden, by
Gaza
the
bill?
way.
I'm just a middle school teacher.
Okay, I got it. All of the executive orders that Biden signed, everything he did that's being undone right now, they had no problem when Biden was doing it. It was perfectly fine. There was no constitutional crisis then. Now, all of a sudden, they're all upset about the actual process.
We have to have the three branches, and that's Biden was dismissing what the Supreme Court was telling him what to do. But don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, they weren't worried about that.
No, they were not.
So he was walking out of the confirmation hearing for Linda McMahon, who laid out a plan to dismantle the very agency she's going to be taking
head.
Yeah. But
that'll have to be done through Congress, though, eventually.
Yeah, and I love how they get so upset. They say, President Musk, who's the president? You know, and he's saying, you know, they're concentrating all this power into so few hands. But they have no problem with all these judges who are playing the role of president, stopping every single thing that Trump tries to do.
Mm-hmm.
That they're fine with. And now we have a judge who's ordered the reversal of the foreign aid freeze. It's like, who's in charge? We didn't elect the judges.
Right.
We elected the president, so back off.
Yep.
Yes. Many of the judges, though, a couple of the judges have come back now and said it's whatever. Yeah,
a couple of them have been okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've looked at it, and it's okay now. Oh,
I'm seriously,
okay,
the Supreme Court needs to step in here. This is getting out of control. This overturning, these activist judges overturning every executive order, which, to your point, Pat, where were judges during the Biden executive orders?
Right. Where were you?
Yeah.
Nowhere, of course. The hypocrisy is really staggering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, have a great Valentine's Day. Great Valentine's Day weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll be back here on President's Day, which is another holiday. Man. But we are actually working on President's Day. That's how dedicated we are. Yeah, we're coming in. Yeah, we're coming in. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here. Well, first we'll see you on overtime, and then back here Monday morning.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.